I didn't realize I was the only one fighting for our relationship until the night I stopped fighting. It happened on a Tuesday. Nothing dramatic. No screaming, no slammed doors. Just silence. We were sitting on the couch, inches apart, and I suddenly understood something that broke me more than any argument ever could. I loved her deeply, and she was just staying. Her name was Claire. We'd been together for almost 4 years, long enough that people assumed we were solid, long enough that friends joked about marriage, long enough that leaving felt impossible. But love doesn't disappear all at once. It fades, quietly. And I was the only one who noticed. In the beginning, Claire was everything to me. Warm, curious, the kind of person who made you feel chosen just by the way she listened. When she laughed, she leaned into you. When she talked, she looked straight into your eyes. Back then, I thought love was supposed to feel effortless. But somewhere along the way, things shifted. She stopped asking how my day was, stopped reaching for my hand, stopped noticing when I was hurting. And I told myself it was normal. People get comfortable. Life gets busy. Relationships change. So I tried harder. I planned dates, left notes, adjusted my schedule just to be around more. I became quieter, easier, less demanding because I was terrified that wanting too much would push her away. But no matter how much I gave, it always felt like I was one step behind her distance. Claire never cheated, she never lied, she just tolerated me. She showed up, she stayed, she smiled when expected. And somehow that hurt worse than if she'd walked away. One night, I finally asked the question I'd been avoiding. "Are you still happy with me?" She didn't answer right away. That pause, those few seconds, felt longer than the entire relationship. "I don't know," she said carefully. "I think I'm just tired." Tired. Not heartbroken, not confused, just tired. That's when I realized something terrifying. I was fighting for a love she wasn't even trying to protect. Still, I stayed. Because when you love someone more than they love you, you convince yourself that patience is loyalty, that silence is peace, that settling is the same as stability. Weeks passed, then months. We moved through life like roommates with a shared history. Conversations became practical. Affection became rare. I learned to read her moods like weather forecasts, adjusting myself so I wouldn't make things worse. I stopped bringing up the future, stopped asking for reassurance, stopped expecting anything at all. And that's when she seemed the most comfortable. The breaking point came on a night I'll never forget. I had just gotten some big news at work, something I'd been hoping for years. I came home excited, nervous, desperate to share it with the person I loved. Claire was on her phone when I walked in. "I got it, the promotion." She looked up, smiled politely, and said, "That's great." Then she went back to scrolling. No hug, no questions, no pride. Just, "That's great." I stood there longer than I should have, waiting for something else, anything. And suddenly it hit me. If I disappeared tomorrow, her life wouldn't really change. That night I didn't sleep. I replayed every moment I'd ignored, every excuse I'd made for her distance, every time I'd chosen to stay quiet instead of honest. In the morning, I told her we needed to talk. She sighed, not angrily, not sadly, just tired again. "I care about you. I just don't feel the way you do." There it was, the truth she'd been living with for a long time. "I never wanted to hurt you," she added, and I believed her. Because she hadn't stayed to be cruel. She stayed because it was easier than leaving. And I stayed because I loved her enough to lose myself. We broke up that day. No yelling, no drama. Just two people finally admitting they were standing in different emotional worlds. After she left, the apartment felt unbearably quiet. But something else surprised me. For the first time in years, I could breathe. I realized love isn't about endurance. It's not about proving your worth by staying when you're starving for affection. Love is mutual effort, mutual fear, mutual choice. And being loved halfway is lonelier than being alone. It took time to heal, time to forgive myself for staying so long, time to understand that loving deeply isn't a weakness, but staying where you're not loved is. I don't hate Claire. She taught me something important. Never confuse someone's presence with their commitment. Because the right person won't just stay. They'll choose you every day without having to be convinced.